Imagine a 10 years later episode of The Big Bang Theory that answers all questions that fans still have. Wouldn't it be cool?
FYI, really close.
But since it doesn't seem to be happening anytime soon, let's go through those questions that still puzzle us. From Penny's unexpected motherhood journey to Leonard's elusive siblings, and to us wanting a better ending for Raj. Let's unfold some mysteries of TBBT. Why did Penny change her mind? Penny's pregnancy announcement was a total surprise, especially since she stated before that she didn't want to have kids.
What if it wasn't someday?
Why did she change her mind? No development or hints were leading up to this. It wasn't clear if Penny was happy about her pregnancy or if she just settled for it because it made Leonard happy. After all, he was the one wanting kids and was disappointed that she had other plans. And it also leads us to the next question. What kind of parents are they? Leonard and Penny are very different people. It would be fun to watch him prepare their child to become a scientist, with Penny doing everything to raise the most popular kid at school. At the same time, Leonard will probably give all the affection he can to his kid, and Penny will encourage their career development. This way, both of them will avoid the mistakes their parents made while raising them. They might succeed in all of that because they have had so much practice after living with Sheldon for so long. And Penny even tried a parenting book on him at least once.
Your feelings are valid. Now why don't you go wash up and we'll call you when dinner's ready.
Speaking of Sheldon, what kind of parents are shamey? We know that they have a son named Leonard and a daughter whose name wasn't specified. And it looks like Amy does a lot of work there, including helping her husband understand the importance of spending time with his kids.
That must have been great, having parents who supported you despite all your differences.
But what kind of father is he? Is he willing to stay up in the middle of the night to take care of his kids? Does he show enough affection to them? And does Amy have to use lots of positive reinforcement to help him? We should hope that if their kids become scientists and win a Nobel Prize, they'll invite their parents to the award ceremony. Unlike Sheldon and Amy did. No family at the Nobel ceremony? Sure, it made sense to show how Sheldon finally recognized his friends for all their efforts to be there for him. But wasn't it weird that he only invited them to come? Why weren't his family members there as well? Okay, he wasn't as close to Missy and Georgie, but what about his beloved Meemaw? And above everyone else, his mother, who did so much for him during his childhood. If it weren't for her constant support, maybe Sheldon wouldn't even be there to get the prize. And it's also weird that Amy's parents weren't mentioned as well. How disrespectful is that? And here's one more post-ceremony question. How did Sheldon spend his grant money? The Nobel Prize comes with a generous grant. In the final season, we saw Amy spend at least some of it on her makeover. But what about Sheldon? He's always been a meticulous planner when it comes to money. And he's certainly good at saving up, partly to buy some futuristic stuff.
Because most of the things I'm planning to buy haven't been invented yet.
Does it mean that he saved most of his grant money for this? Or did he make a down payment on the future home for his family? Whatever it was, Sheldon probably spent the money wisely. Unless he found a super rare mint condition superhero figurine that cost a fortune, let's hope he didn't and try to answer one more question about Dr. Cooper. What's Sheldon's next life goal? Winning a Nobel had been his life goal ever since he was a little kid, listening to the ceremony on the radio, as we saw in Young Sheldon. And now, when he'd received the biggest prize in the world of science, what's next? Will he aim to make discoveries that are supposed to change everything we know about physics? Or will he give more attention to his family life? From the Young Sheldon finale, we know that Dr. Cooper is writing his memoir, but it's certainly not the only thing happening in his career. And how about his personal life? Will Sheldon keep on growing? At the beginning of TBBT, Sheldon was practically unbearable, but by the end of the show, he'd grown a lot, become more sociable, and even gotten married. And he even learned to appreciate his friends.
In my way, I love you all.
Seriously, if you watch the first and the last episodes of The Big Bang Theory, you'll see two completely different people, so it makes us wonder if it'll be the end of his character development. Or will Sheldon grow even more in the future? Becoming a father, for example, should at least make him give up some of his quirks. Like doing laundry only on Saturdays or eating pizza exclusively on Thursdays. We would love to see him struggle with all that. And how about his friend who once helped him solve string theory? Did Penny finish her studies? At some point, Penny got tired of being the least educated person in her friend group.
Look, I didn't finish college, so I thought I would give it a try.
It was a topic of a couple of episodes, like the one where Penny revealed having a male partner with whom she was doing an oral report.
I'm sorry, what was that? I had a little stroke after oral.
Or the one where she had to submit a paper that Leonard basically rewrote for her, and she made a huge deal out of it.
But if either of you tell Leonard you helped me rewrite this paper, I'll beat you both with a bag of oranges.
But then it was never mentioned again. Did she just take one class and quit? While we're wondering about it, here's another education-related question. Did Howard get his PhD? It's been a running gag for the entire show. Sheldon ridiculed him a lot for not having a PhD and wouldn't even let him attend his physics class.
Engineers are just as smart as physicists.
You take that back!
So one time, Howard said that he'd work to get the degree, but we never saw him applying for it or doing the necessary studies. Since Sheldon calls him astronaut Wolowitz in his Nobel acceptance speech, we understand that he never got the degree, and it's still unclear why. After all, it would become a boost for his self-esteem. And seeing him rub his PhD in Sheldon's face after all these years would also be fun. However, there was something else about Howard that left us questioning. What was written in the letter? We mean the one his father wrote after abandoning him as a kid. Howard was supposed to read it upon turning 18, but he never even opened it. Sheldon found this letter while cleaning up in Wolowitz's closet and read it without asking for permission. Soon after that, everyone else in the gang also learned the letter's content. Yet Howard burned it and asked his friends not to say anything to him.
Why does he deserve a chance to explain anything?
So it remained a mystery not only to him, but also to us. And here's something else about his family that confused the fans. What happened to Howard's brother? Josh Wolowitz appeared in season 8, revealing to Howard that his father had another family. At first, Howard was upset and didn't feel comfortable around his newfound bro. But by the end of the episode, the two of them found a few things in common and kind of bonded.
It was actually just a mechanical hand.
That's all you need, right?
It looked like we were going to see more of Josh in the series, but he never appeared again. What was the point of introducing the second Wolowitz brother if he vanished so quickly? Howard could have at least mentioned him a few times so that fans could see that they kept in touch. But Josh isn't the only mysterious sibling in the show. Where are Leonard's brother and sister? They were mentioned many times, mostly to show what an outcast Leonard was in his family. His sister became a medical researcher looking for a cure for diabetes, while his brother was a tenured Harvard law professor. So obviously both of them were more successful than Leonard, and they hardly ever communicated. But have they drifted apart so much that his siblings weren't even invited to his wedding? After all, both his and Penny's parents were there, and Penny's brother as well. Some fans even came up with a theory that Leonard didn't really have any siblings. He once recalled that his mother experimented on him when he was a child.
When did you stop?
Oh, I can't tell you. The experiment isn't over.
So maybe she also hired some actors to play his brother and sister, who were always better than him. Is it something you'd expect from Beverly, knowing how cold-hearted she could have been? Which leads us to the next question. Will Leonard get along with his mother? She barely noticed any of the accomplishments her son made, while he spent most of his life trying to please her. But as the show came to an end, we saw a glimpse of hope that their relationship could change. In the final season, Leonard decided that he'd had enough and stopped his attempts to get her attention. That's when Beverly finally realized that she hadn't been the best mother, so to speak.
You forgiving me means a lot.
Was this the sign of better times for them? Guess we'll never know. And how about Leonard's father? Are Alfred and Mary together? It was certainly one of the most surprising twists in the show. Leonard's father and Sheldon's mother getting together, sharing a nightcap after family dinner, talking about how they became friends and planning to visit each other soon. There are infinite possibilities of where that story could lead, and one of them is something Sheldon didn't like at all.
So did you defile my mother or not?
We can only wish to see a whole new show just about Alfred and Mary as a couple. Too bad even young Sheldon never gave us a hint of how it all ended. And here's another mystery. What did Sheldon do to his former roommate? You might remember Leonard's story of how he moved in with Sheldon. Strangely enough, he was instantly warned that he shouldn't do it.
I bet you're here to check out the room for rent. Yeah, run away, dude.
Sure, we know how annoying Sheldon can be. He may even drive you crazy with his endless rules, agreements, quirks, and everything else. But what could have led to the guy writing this on his bedroom wall? He certainly was traumatized by something there. We never find out where Sheldon crossed the line and can only guess what happened.
Apparently the one fella tried to adjust the thermostat, then the other fella went bat-crap crazy.
That's a nice theory, but let's move on. Will Raj find his soulmate? Many fans were sad that he was the only one who hadn't found his significant other, especially since Raj had always wanted to have a girlfriend so much.
Going out with Raj was one of the best things that ever happened to me.
Yes, I'll take you back.
He even almost agreed to an arranged marriage. So it's pretty weird that the show writers didn't give us any hints about Raj's future relationship. After all, he could have met a nice girl on a plane and taken her to Sheldon and Amy's acceptance speech instead of Sarah Michelle Gellar. It was quite a random decision to have the Buffy actress in a cameo like this.
This isn't a date.
Yeah, I know.
And why are you holding my hand?
Let's hope that it doesn't mean that Raj will remain forever alone. And what about the future life of his former crush? Will Bernadette become a stay-at-home mom? After being focused on her career for so long, having kids was quite a shift for her. Even when Stuart helped her out, she still felt guilty about leaving them at home. But since he moved in with his girlfriend, Bernie would have to find a new babysitter. Will she do it, or become a stay-at-home mom instead? After all, she did consider the second option when she was pregnant with her first baby. On the other hand, it's a tough decision because her job pays her a lot of money. So it's even more possible that she'll ask Howard to be a stay-at-home dad. It'd be fun to watch it unfold. But let's recall another character now. What happened to Leslie Winkle? She was a constant presence at the beginning of the series, one of Sheldon's main rivals at the university, Leonard's girlfriend, and then she just disappeared after the 3rd season. Next time we see Leslie is at Sheldon's birthday party in season 9. Given her and Leonard's past, maybe they just kept their distance when he started dating Penny. But there was no explanation, and we definitely missed her funny remarks about Sheldon.
Happy birthday, dumbass!
Yeah! And that was Leslie's final appearance in the series, so we'll probably never learn more about her. Just like about... what's Penny's maiden name? This is undoubtedly the biggest mystery of the series. Penny's the only one in the gang whose last name has never been mentioned. Did she even have one before becoming a Hofstadter? She surely did, as she's not Cher, right? But we'll never know it for a pretty funny reason. It feels like a jinx. We haven't said it for so long. I feel like if we said it, the world will explode, Kaylee Cuoco once mentioned. So yeah, looks like it'll remain a mystery forever. And how about one more character? What will happen to Stuart? He transformed from the most depressed and lonely guy in TBBT into a successful comic book store owner with a girlfriend. He and Denise looked genuinely happy together at the end of the series.
You are so hot.
And now, a new Big Bang Theory spinoff is officially coming, and it's going to at least show us what's in store for them. Because Stuart and Denise will be the leads of Stuart Fails to Save the Universe. And some of the other TBBT supporting characters will join them as well. Maybe it'll also feature Raj from time to time and show him happily in love. Wouldn't that be a dream come true? Anyway, we hope the new series will show Stuart grow out of his insecurities and become a happier version of himself. Share in the comments below what you expect from the upcoming spin-off, and then watch other videos about the Big Bang Theory on OSSA.